Father, we thank you for your Son, your only begotten, and may his selfless sacrifice be never forgotten. We thank you for allowing his blood to atone. We thank you for tearing the veil so that we step before the throne and worship our King.
Greetings to you in Yahushua Messiah, with love from above, the perfect love, eternal love from Yahweh. Yahushua said, "Stay in me, and you will bear much fruit. Without me you cannot do anything. Stay in me, and I will stay in you. And I and my Father will make stay in you. And we will be one in you, as we are one, my Father and I. I in him, he in me. And if you receive me, you will be one with us. To bear fruit, we need to receive the love of Yahweh. We need to have our heart circumcised. We need our heart to be flesh, to be circumcised in the covenant through Yahushua, his blood, to the life eternal with him and his Father. Without him, we cannot do anything. And if we don't receive him, if we don't enter through the narrow gate, we will be left behind. And I want to remind you the chapter, this is from Matthew 25, about the wise virgins, the maidens, and the foolish ones. I maybe read for you while I'm here. Then the reign of the heavens shall be compared to the 10 maidens who took their lamps and went out to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 foolish. Those who were very foolish, having taken their lamps, took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their containers with their lamps. I don't need to probably read more. You should know that passage well. What I see people posting those verses, many times I saw that. Are you applying it? You think we can do that and collect the oil from ourselves? What Yahushua also says, to men nothing is possible, but to Yahweh all things are possible. It happened when there was a rich man approaching Yahushua once, and he said to him, he was a young man, he asked Yahushua, what I need to do to receive eternal life, to be delivered, to be saved. And Yahushua said, you need to do all this. And he was saying to him, he told him all those commands. Do not steal, respect your mother and father, do not commit adultery, do not covet your neighbor's wife, Do not steal. Love your neighbor as yourself. That's basically what it is, and love 𝐤𝐄𝐄 with all your heart, all your mind, all your being. And he said, I did care for all of those things from my youth. I did those. All of those things. And Yahushua answered and said, but you lack one thing. Take your possessions, sell them all, and give the money you sell it, all of it, just give it to the poor and follow me. But that made this man very sad. And he left, and he did not follow Yahushua. And Yahushua said it will be very hard for rich men to enter the kingdom of heaven. And there is the comparison he made with the camel and noodle, that the camel cannot pass through the eye of the noodle. It's like the rich man. That's how hard it is for the rich man to enter the heaven, the kingdom of 𝐤𝐄𝐄. And the disciples said to him, how hard is this? Who can be saved then? And Yahushua answered, what is impossible to man is possible to Elohim. We think we can make ourselves do stuff and be obedient to the Torah. Remember, the Torah was given so the sin will come also, and other way around. The sin was so the Torah had to be, because of the presence of the sin, for conviction. Yahushua did not conquer. He didn't destroy the Torah, but fulfilled through himself, because he is the living word. He is the living Torah. And if our hearts are circumcised through him, because of his blood, which is precious, which allowed the covenant to be valid, because of the perfect blood of the high priest of order of Melchizedek. So then we will have the living word in us, fully functioning in us. Yahushua said, the word which I speak to you is the Ruach and life. So you have those two components of the word of Elohim, of 𝐤𝐄𝐄. Those things will happen to man. It's the oil of which Yahushua speaks. But who are the foolish ones, the foolish maidens, the foolish ones? They are those who have the containers basically empty. They barely had any oil in the lamps. But they were sure, they did not think they maybe that they are liking. How many of those we have here? And look at this. They are even, so the amount of them is half and half. There were 5 of each, so wise and foolish. So we say it's half and half. Among those who climb, they believe. Among those who climb, they in truth, and they supplied. The difference between the wise ones and the foolish ones is also that the foolish ones, they self-focused, prideful ones. They know, they were so sure that they have enough. They didn't even think to get a backup, to get some more, just in case, because they were so up to themselves. And the wise ones, they were quiet. They were humble, but they prepared themselves without making big thing of it, without claiming that they are wise, without claiming that they have a lot. They knew why they needed for. They knew that they need the oil. It is necessary. It is only thing you need to have. You need to be supplied. They knew who they are, their place in the kingdom, and the importance of the anointing, the Ruach HaKodesh. They prepared themselves by receiving the anointed one, by receiving Yahushua himself. I'm going to check. See, I'm not doing any preparation beforehand here. I'm going to check the passage for you, which is in Revelation. And it will be something I want to just to show you what Yahushua speaks about receiving him. I'm very slow typer, so please be patient with me. Okay, so I will read for you Revelation, from Revelation, and that will be Revelation 3, verse 20. And this is how it starts. See, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I shall come in to him and dine with him, and he with me. To him who overcomes, I shall give to sit with me on my throne, as I also overcame and sat down with my Father on his throne. He who has an ear, let him hear what the Ruach says to assemblies. But this is the passage, that's verse 20, about Yahushua knocking to your door. Do you know who he is? Do you know why he is knocking? Would you receive him? Or you look for something else? And you are busy with your own matters, trying to understand in the ways of man, being busy with fellowship of flesh. That's why you didn't open the door to him. But he would not be there forever, standing and knocking, like with the wise and foolish virgins. The foolish virgins didn't open the door to Yahushua when he was knocking. That's why they were liking. They did not have the oil. They did not receive it because they were busy with something else. Because they already thought they have the Ruach. And they were playing roles of disciples. They were playing roles of elect. They were performing with empty containers. And when the time will come, the time when they need to, the time of the end, when Yahushua will say, who are you? I don't know you. I never knew you. If you want me to go deeper about it, I tell you, this is also coming from the passage which you can actually put it here, is when Yahusha says, not everyone who calls Master, Master to me will enter the kingdom. Many will say, Master, Master, we were there where you were preaching. We were not far from you. And he will answer, I don't know you. I never seen you. And they will say, we prophesied in your name. We did great works in your name. All great things in your name. We prophesied in your name. We healed in your name. We did all those things in your name. And Yahusha will say, I never knew you, you workers of lawlessness. Those are the foolish ones who would not enter it because they were busy with performing. They were doing all those things. They will be, and now are doing it, and will be doing in the future, before all those things will be over and the judgment will come. But then will be too late for them. This is warning. Take it seriously, because I hear people posting all those things, and again you're playing the roles. It's easy to post the scripture without understanding and applying to yourself. But if you receive the truth, even if you just receive the discernment, because that's the first thing you will receive. Because Yahweh doesn't give everything in one moment at once. You will receive line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little. But the first thing, you shall receive discernment. Ask for those things. Actually, you should receive it if you ask for your heart to be softened. First of all, I said that before. If you ask that your heart, the stony heart, will be no more, that will be shattered to pieces by Yahusha, in His name. If you ask the Father that for your heart to be flesh, so the stone will be broken, crushed. All things need to come slowly it's in order. Yahweh's right ruling is not in chaos, not from chaos, not of this world, but is perfect, and it has to come the way He wants, not like we want. And we don't receive everything like we want now. And each of us is also different. Each of us as a body, if you belong to the body, if you already grafted in through Messiah Yahusha, then you have different functions, like body parts. We have different functions. We will have, if you're not ready yet, but want it, desire, if that's what you want, that's what you want above all things, to be the servant in the body of Mashiach, the servant of the Most High through Yahusha Messiah, cry out. But all things will come step by step, line upon line, here a little, there a little, because the power of Yahweh, His Ruach, is great, and you will be slowly filled with more oil, gradually. First, your heart needs to be circumcised, but that has to be the heart of flesh. Then, after, when your heart is flesh and softened, which I can tell you right now because I'm still undergoing all this, because the Father does His way. It's not like I want or you want. It hurts, because everything, or all of things of this world which was built up, it's like a layers of stone. They have to drop. It's like an onion, can you imagine? But onion made from the layers. The skin will be not made like the onion is built, but the stone of layers of those stony parts, stony, it's like a scales, but from stone, and they have to all go down, come down, and expose the flesh. Then you will feel every wound. You will feel how 𝐤𝐄𝐄 feels. All the pain. You will start to feel pain. It's not physical. All those times when 𝐤𝐄𝐄 was so hurt by his people, by all of his people, you will feel that pain. You start to feel his pain, what he is going through, and what Yahusha went through. Not only when he was nailed to the stake, and scourged, and the thorns of the crown of thorns were piercing through his skin, and the nails went through his joints. It's not that pain only, and it's not about that. It's about the suffering of putting all the sin upon himself, and also enduring the disbelief, mockery, disrespect to him, to his Father, not to him. He didn't care about himself. Being laughed at. Even his disciples did not believe in him at times, and he caught them on it. Oh, you of little belief. He was saying that many times. He had to endure all that time he was here on earth, and as he is one with his Father, so the Father felt all of that. As the Son suffered, so the Father also. You will start to feel this, and it's like thorns. They like thorns. You will actually endure. That's the path, the narrow path. When your heart is flesh, when your heart is that heart 𝐤𝐄𝐄 wants to be, the heart which can be circumcised, you will truly endure. But it's the Ruach which will help you. Remember, is that the Ruach will, in that time of suffering, will bring the love to your heart, because we need to carry the stake, but we need to rejoice in suffering, because it's a great joy with it too. I just want to see something here. I want to read from Matthew 10. This is verse, I will probably start from verse 34. Do not think that I have come to bring peace on earth. I did not come to bring peace, but sword. When you don't like words which you hear, which they pierce you like a sword, means the word of 𝐤𝐄𝐄 is working. It has to hurt. If there is a problem, if there is something which is not right, which needs to be restored, needs to be purged from you, or I'm talking being restored, the heart of flesh needs to be restored, because our hearts were from flesh before, but because of the world we live in, they've been covered with the rocks of being desensitized completely. But anyway, if the word of Yahweh pierces you and does some work, affects you, means the reign of kingdom is near you, is at work. For I have come to bring division, a man against his father, and daughter against her mother, and daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's enemies are those of his own household. Do you think, what's the reason is you think of this division? To put the truth to light, to expose the truth, to bring the truth to the surface and expose the lies, and the darkness will be devoured, will be conquered by light, by Yahusha, by his word, who is the word. This has to, the fraction, that the vision is for good. He who loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he who loves son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And here I want to talk about this part. It's hard for some. And none of us is perfect. Remember, we always need to come to the Father through Yahushua Messiah and be truthful and confess what is the problem, what we're dealing with, because through him, through his mercies and the sacrifice Yahushua made, we can come to the throne of the Father, and we can be delivered from our sins, and he will walk us. He will replace, Yahushua will replace the heavy yoke, the heavy burden, and the uneasy yoke from us, because that's what the Torah did. The Torah, the law, put the heavy burden on man, because man took everything on himself, and that's what meant to be at that time, because the salvation wasn't given yet, the deliverance wasn't given yet through Yahushua. But now he is the law in him, because he is the living Torah. But he said, my yoke is easy, my burden is light. And here, he who loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he who loves son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. If you think what is here, what's the question is to give up, or to put him before everyone, everything. How we can do this? If we try to do it in our own abilities, it's not going to work. Yahushua said, what is impossible to man is possible to Yahweh. You need to come and ask for help. You need to say, Father, help me. So I put you first. Give me that love from you, the perfect love, and do to me what you will, what your will is. Give yourself, because we cannot do those things. It's of the Ruach. He will put that love which is perfect in you. Ask for it. So you will see everything clearly. And those things which are hard to do would not be hard anymore. Because you're not giving, not putting yourself in the position of doing all those things, but give all the authority in Yahushua's name to Yahweh, to your Elohim to work in you. Because to Him is possible. Because we will face all this. The division, man against his father, mother against his daughter-in-law, her daughter-in-law, and the father against his son, and son against his father, sisters against brothers, men against men. And that without, and that's what this whole thing, it speaks about that without Him, without receiving the set apart Ruach, the living word, the Ruach and the life, we would not make it. We will devour one another. The sword is for a reason. We should not stay against the sword, but receive the sword. Receive the word of Yahweh. You're not going against it. We should not go against Him, but with Him. Because Yahushua is not against a sinners. He is against the sin in man, not against the man who sins. He said, I did not come to those who are righteous and well, but I came to those who are unwell and need the physician, who need the physician. He didn't come to those who are always with Him and who are always doing right, but those who go astray, to bring them back to the lost sheep. He came to those. I think people are really fully covered with the rocks. The hearts are covered. Because the way you treat this all discipleship, you're not real. You're not serious enough. Your heart is cold. You don't feel Yahweh's suffering and His Messiah. You need to feel that pain He feels because of the iniquity and the disobedience of His people, and that they forget about Him, that they forget about Him and they forget about His love. And His Messiah, they disregard, dishonor Him. You need to feel how He feels. And to do that, you need to ask for the heart of flesh. That stony cover shall go. You will stop to perform, playing roles of preachers, of special anointed ones and elect. There are many. Your heart needs to bleed, basically. It's a blood, not real, not physically, I'm talking. You should suffer, we shall all suffer and be immersed with Yahushua to death. Through death into life eternal. With Him. If you don't do that, if you don't want to pick up the stake, you try to go easy. You think posting scriptures or posting some other stuff, other people speaking, repeating yourself, speaking about the conspiracy theories. And by the way, I'm not against it, but I'm just saying you need to know who you are. And maybe because you did not receive the Ruach, that's why you focus on this world and the matters which have nothing to do with Yahusha. He is everything. If you don't focus on Him, but on the matters of this world, you're not His. You're busy with this place. You think you can do something, you can change something. Even if you just say you want to expose those things. Remember, Yahusha wasn't exposed to corruption. And if you have Him in you, you would not also. So this would not be in you. There is nothing else you should have in you and focus. Your mind shall be focused and only filled with Yahweh's love and wisdom and understanding. That's why Yahusha said, be wise as the serpents and innocent as doves. This only you can have through the Ruach HaKodesh, only by receiving Yahusha. I repeat to you, and this is in Yohanan, I actually read for you. I believe that's actually Yohanan 6, John 6. I believe it's 69 verse, but I can be wrong because I'm not that good with the verses and chapters, numbers I'm talking about. Actually, I was wrong. So it's a 63, not 69. John 6, verse 63. It is Ruach that gives life. The flesh does not profit at all. The words that I speak to you are Ruach and life. You should have that in your head. You should have that in your heart, in your being. You should be filled with the word of Yahweh, Yahusha Messiah, which is the Ruach and life. So if you read again next time, if you will be reading the chapter 20, Matthew 25, thinking about those virgins or maidens, how you say it, wise and foolish, apply that to yourself. Don't try to pick the little splinter from your brother's eye or sister's eye, but take the log from your eye first. We cannot do anything. We cannot help anyone. We cannot be supporting. We would not support brothers and sisters in Ruach of the truth and life if we have a logs in our eyes, if we have a stony heart. First, you would not be able to see what's wrong, what is the problem, what's the issue. Second, you would not have compassion if your heart and love, you would not have a compassion and love. And your heart will be desensitized like most of the people. And what's the point? Like, I can't see anyone really cares. You just think, oh, I go on Facebook and social media, post few things and I'm done with the day. Or I do the Shabbat, I keep the Shabbat in flesh. Yahusha is the master of Shabbat, not you. You shall receive him. Even Dawood received him, not in fullness, But this is sort of the shadowing, like he even had the bread, which was only for the priests, which was on the showbread. He was eager to receive the truth. He was very close, Dawood. He had his heart circumcised. Did he receive the Ruach in fullness? Probably not. But the one thing, the work was going in him. His heart wasn't stone. So this is for you. If you want to be, if that's what you desire, to be the servant, not the leader, not the teacher or someone, some important person, but the servant, then you need to proceed with this narrow path. First you need to enter the narrow gate. That is the cracking, destroying the stone. By the Ruach HaKodesh, He will destroy that shell of your heart. You need to start. If you don't enter through the narrow gate, you will never become the servant. Many are called, few are chosen. Doesn't mean that if you don't enter through the gate, narrow gate, you will not be delivered. Many will be saved just from the side of the corner of the bed in the last moment. And it's being a servant, being the disciple, whatever you call it. I don't know exactly what is. Doesn't matter about those names. It's all about serving. If you don't want to serve and you want to be served, it's not for you. This is not for you. It's all about giving. It's nothing to do with you or myself. You shouldn't care what the reward will be for you, what you will achieve. The service is the reward. To serve Yahweh, your Elohim. And that's it. That's the reward. If you think about who you will be in the kingdom, how important you will be, about your position and that you will enter there, you should care about others if they enter the kingdom. If you think about others, that they will enter, that they will be delivered, that's when you know there is something going on. There is a work in your being done. That divine Ruach is working when you don't think of yourself, when you think about others first. And this is not of man, because man is selfish. We are all selfish in nature. That's how we are made, because of this world, because we fell from the place. We went up here, and that's what the place is, where is no love. The love of Yahweh is not here. This place is hostile and dark. But if you have the love of Yahweh in you, you will lose the selfishness. That will be gone. Maybe not right away. For some, will happen right away. For some, it will be slow process. This is how Yahweh works. He works individually with each of us through Yahushua Messiah. Without him, with Yahushua, with our Master Yahushua, nothing will be possible. He is the only one who can save you. He is the door. He is the exit from all trials. He will set you free. Anytime you're going through something, any situation, any hard time, any problems, a sin in you or iniquity, something you cannot deal with. Most of the time we cannot deal with anything by ourselves. We are hopeless. Our fruit is not good. It will be partial. We need to seek Him. If you don't seek Him, if you rely on yourself, it's not going to work. First of all, it's not for everyone. But if you take that journey with Yahusha, it is precious journey. It is supernatural. You would not like to go back. It's something which it's not of this world. It's so beautiful. And yeah, I feel honored. I feel so honored by the Most High, my El, my everything. I'm so honored that I can speak this to you, all this. There is nothing better than this. Oh Father, thank you. I want to read for you one more verse before I go. Where I am here. Yeah, I think I have to go back to Matthew again. And I repeat, I think I did read that verse, but I repeat it again. So you take it to your heart. Matthew 10, verse 38. And he who does not take up his stake and follow after me is not worthy of me. He who has found his life shall lose it, and he that has lost his life for my sake shall find it. He who receives you receives me, and he who receives me receives him who sent me. If you just don't think about your life, because the Father already cares about your life. He knows you need to eat, you need to have a roof overhead, you need to wear clothing. He knows what you need. You don't need to worry about those things. You don't need to care for yourself. You don't need to focus on yourself. You can focus on service. You can focus to serve Yahweh, your Elohim, through Yahushua Messiah. You don't need to worry about your problems. He will take care of it if you serve Him in the truth and life, through His love, which is perfect, and it is not a feeling. The love will give you obedience. Whoever loves me obeys my word. That's what Yahushua said. I love you, but it's not my love. Please, take it to the heart. Take the word, the living word, into your heart and live.